Morning everybody, hope we're all fit and well, no illness, no injuries, nothing we need to worry about. So we're going to start setting ourselves up as normal, standing nice and tall, tummy's drawn in, shoulders back, feet set under our hips, standing tall, arms at your side. I just want you to lean forwards and catching that weight on your toes. Just get that balance movement going, get a feel for our body, wake ourselves up. So just catch your weight on your toes and then rock back till just before you think you're going to fall. And if you do, take that little step, catch yourself. That's it. So just a few times, back and forwards. That's it, just gets us going, wakes up all those nerve endings, fires up those senses, gets us ready to move. Couple more. Good, once more. And then find that spot now where we're nicely balanced, you don't feel you falling forwards or back. Hands either onto hips or one hand in front behind. We're going to tilt that pelvis under, then put that little arch in the small of your back. So it's just a tilt under and then back. That's it. Again, loosens up the lower back, sets the spine up into a neutral position, ready to work. A few more times. This is just helping us with our posture and our body position. That's good. A few more. Good. One more time. And then find that spot now. We should be nicely balanced, have a neutral spine, and we start to pedal those feet. So we're pushing feet down into the ground. Press through the ball of your foot and let your arms join in. Just normal, natural walking arms. So from the shoulder, that's it. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg. Pressing that through. And we start to increase your arm action. So bringing that up. Bringing those arms up to shoulder height. Other arms starting to press back. So we're opening up those shoulders. Start to get a little stretch in there. Getting ourselves ready to go. Let the arms go a little higher still. That's it. Really good. Stretching all the way up. Good. A few more times. Still pressing that foot into the ground. Good. Two more. And one more. And bring that back down. Okay, so we're still keeping those feet set under our hips. Taking hands up over the head, over to one side, then the other. That's it. Keeping that body nice and straight so you're not leaning forwards or back. Taking that stretch side to side. Have a little compare if you lean further one way than the other. So you've got some tightness down one side. That's good, keeping that going. A few more times and we'll extend the movement. So we're going to take it round into our windmill. So we're going to come all the way round in front of the body, sweep it around, up and change direction. If you do feel that tight in the lower back and the hamstrings, you can soften those knees as you come through. Take that pressure off. All for that deeper stretch, keeping the legs straight. Sweep it through, nice and gentle. Not too fast, not bouncing, not forcing the movement. That's it. Really good, keep that going. Hopefully finding that lower back and hamstrings are starting to loosen off. And you're now touching the ground, or if you couldn't touch the ground, you're now getting closer to your toes. That's good. Just gently through, sweeping that around. Do a few more. Good, one more each way. Last one around, take that through, and bringing it down. Okay, so standing nice and tall, getting those feet back under our hips, and we're just going to have a knee raise, so just picking one leg up, bringing that knee up to about hip height if we can. That's good. Aim to stand as tall and still as possible. So we don't want to be leaning too far to the side as we raise that knee. So as well as working those hip flexors, working everything else that's keeping us balanced and stopping us falling over. So a few more and we'll just add to the movement. So first side position is going to be that opening the knee out to the side. So we're going to raise, open, in and down. Up, open, in and down. So when we open that knee out, aim to keep those hips forwards. Just rotating that hip joint. That's it. Really good, keep that going. A few more, we're going to add to it again. That's it, so we're going to add in that press back now. So we're going to open, in, push that leg back. Starting to work that glute as we push that leg back. Try not to lean too far forwards as you push back. There's a temptation to lean into it, but we want to feel that squeeze in the bum as we push that leg back. That's good. A couple more. One more. Pushing that back, well done. Okay, so standing nice and tall again, making sure we've got that balance. Feet nice and central under the body. We're going to sweep that leg through. So standing tall again, try not to lean too far. You need to lean a little, just allow that leg to clear the ground. If you really do struggle with your balance, feel free to use a bit of furniture, the wall, anything you've got. School holidays, so a small child if there's one to hand, anything like that. That's it. So we're not trying to get that leg really high, just sweeping through to disrupt the balance, so everything else has to work to keep us standing up. That's good. Nice and steady. Couple more. One more. Bringing that down, reset to the other leg. Stand yourself nice and tall. Sweep it through. That's good. Trying to keep ourselves stood nice and still, nice and tall. So the exercise isn't really about the leg that's moving, it's about everything else keeping you stood up. That's it. Good, a couple more. And bringing that back down, so reset again. Make sure we're nice and tall and balanced. We're going to sweep that circle around your standing leg. Changing the direction. You just have to fight against it slightly different ways. tall. Keep the legs sweeping around. Good, couple more. Bringing that in, reset, switch to the other leg. As soon as you're balanced, take that around. Again, have a little comparison between the two sides. Which leg were you more balanced on? Which do you find most comfortable? If you do have a weaker side, have a little think about that. Have a little practice at other times while you wait for that kettle to boil. Do these sort of exercises just while you stood in the kitchen or while you're brushing your teeth. Stand on one leg while you're doing it. And if you do find these really easy, just try closing your eyes while you're doing those balance movements. Suddenly makes it a lot harder when you haven't got anything to focus on. That's it. Good. Two more. Last one. And bring that back in. Good. Okay, so standing again nice and tall with our feet under our hips, so just a few inches apart there. And for those that did hit yesterday, here's your favourite. So we're just going to drop that down into your squats. That's it. So keeping those knees tracking forwards over your feet, sitting into that movement. So bum sticks out behind, like we're looking for that little low chair behind you. Squatting that down. That's good. Keeping that moving. So just steady away. Good, a few more. That's it. Two more. Then we're going to change it up and bring it up. So we're sticking with the squat movement, but this time as we go down, we're going to pause. We're going to pulse for 4, back up. So ready. So we're going to go down, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, up, down, 2, 3, 4. That's it, keeping that pattern going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, well done, keeping that up. So it's not a massive movement while we're pulsing, we're not coming all the way back up, just a little bounce at the bottom. Keeping that tension in the thighs. Excellent. We'll do 2 more. One more time. And bring that up. Excellent, well done. Okay, if you're not at the end of your mat, just bring yourself so you're facing lengthways down your mat, stood towards one end, nice and tall. Hands up above the head. We're going to bring it down, tucking that chin, rolling the shoulders, curling towards our feet, and then unroll. We're stacking those vertebrae, bringing it high. That's it. Curling down, roll towards those feet, and unroll. And we're bringing it back up. That's it. Really get nice and steady. Just keeping the movement going. That's it. Very well done, keep it up. So a few more times. You're going to add another movement in. So this time we're going to put our hands onto the mat, so you may need to bend the knees, drop down onto your knees. We're going to walk it out into that straight arm plank. We're going to pause, take it back, walk that back. If you need to bend the knees or work from your knees, that's absolutely fine. Bring that down, hands down to the mat. So if we need to work from those knees, we can take it into that straight arm plank from knees. And then walking that back, bringing yourself back up. So that was your lower option there. I'll stick with the main one. Taking that down, hands on the mat, walking forwards. We pause. Bring it back. Do one more time. Let's take that down. Hands down, walking out. And we're going to hold. Keep that held for a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's drop down to our knees, sit back on our heels in that child's pose. Stretching through the back and shoulders. Really nice ease out there. Good, and relax it there. Okay, we're going to start face down on our mat. So I want you to lay lengthways out with your arms up at that 90-degree position. We're going to start with our torso raise. So keeping your forearms in contact with the floor, we're just going to raise that head and chest off the mat, slowly back down. Let's take it down. Forearms stay on the mat. Using those muscles in the back to raise us up and slowly down. Arms just there for support and balance. We're not lifting with the arms. All the raising is done with muscles in the back. That's it. Really good, keeping that going. That's it. Couple more. Just keep that moving. Just going to drop my screen down a fraction. That's it. Keep it going now. That's it. Using those muscles along the spine. So part of that postural chain. The housekeepers stand up nice and tall, nice and strong. Those muscles that weaken as we sit at desks for a long time. So we're going to extend this now. As we raise, when we get to the top, we're going to straighten the arms, stretch it up, slowly back down. Raise, extend. That's it. So we're going to add in another movement now. So next time we lower down, we're going to raise one leg. So we're down, raise a leg, down. Upper body up, slowly back down, raise the other leg. That leg lifts long and straight, the movement coming from the glute and the hamstring. That's it, keep it going. So one torso raise, followed by one leg raise. Done. Keep this movement going nice and steady. We'll do one more with each leg. So we've got one to go. And rest that down. Excellent. So we're going to stay face down on our mats, but instead of our arms up, we're bringing arms down to our sides. We're going to raise that head and chest and then take it into a side bend. So face down, raise the head and chest, side bending side to side. We're going to hold it, do as many as we can, then lower down for a little rest. Arms at your sides, let's lift and bend. Good. That's it, nice and steady. If you do really struggle with keeping that head and chest lifted, you can rest them down and still side bend. Just a lower effort level there. If you can keep raised, helps keep that spine nice and strong. Good, one more each way. And lower it down, take a few seconds. Or if you feel you need a little stretch, you can pop into your child's pose again. Eases out that lower back. Good, we'll do that once more. So back face down, hands down at the sides, raise that head and chest and back. That's good. Keeping that going. Excellent. A few more times. That's good. Once more each way. And rest it down. Have a little stretch if you need. Okay, so this time we're taking ourselves up into that pyramid or that downward dog position for our start. We're going to rotate hips through till we're stretching up into sort of a bit like a cobra type position there. So it's hands on the mat, feet behind, bum up in the air and head down. So that's our start point. And then rotate through the shoulders, let those hips drop towards the mat, stretching that up, and then raise back through those shoulders. And just keep that going nice and steady. That's it. Good. Do that steady movement. If you do struggle with this one, you find it a little hard, we can do the same from our knees. We can rotate through and rotate up. So we've got a lower intensity version here if we feel we need. If you can take up from the toes, that's fantastic. Excellent, keeping that going. Making sure we're using that core, that middle, to control the movement, to lift us, to rotate back. That's it, 2 more. 1 more. Bring that down. And drop back to that child's pose for a stretch if you need. Okay, moving into our kneeling box position. So those hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're just going to extend into that Superman, bring it down. So one arm extends, opposite leg straight behind. Aim to keep that back, shoulders and hips level. So the only part that's moving is one arm, one leg. Keeping it nice and straight. Aim for that super straight line from arm, all the way along the back, all the way along the leg. If you can see yourself on your screen, just have a quick check that you're not lifting that back leg too high. Good. Couple more, we're going to change it up. So instead of coming out forwards, next time I'm going to lift to the side. Still keeping that back, shoulders and hips level. Just lifting out to the side. That's good. Keeping our back so nice and level. You could rest that tea tray on there without spilling a drop. That's it. A few more. Good. One more each side. And rest that down. Well done. Really good. So we're going to go over onto our side now. So we're going to start laid out nice and long, resting on our hip with our arm under our head, other hand will be in front for balance and support. So let's lay that out. So we're going nice and long, legs together, resting on one hip, hips stacked one on top of the other. If you can, raise the feet just off the floor. So we're resting on that hip bone, and we're going to scissor those legs forwards and back. Keeping it really steady and controlled. If you want to challenge your balance, you could take that front hand away. That's it. If you do feel you need that there, not a problem at all. Just make sure we're not rolling forwards or we're falling back. You're staying on that hip bone. That's it. Good, nice and steady. That's good. Keeping it there a few more times. One more. Bring that in, give it a little rest. Might need to rub that hip a little bit, squeeze it out. So, we're staying in the same start position. So we're staying laid out. What I want you to do is raise one leg slightly. Then we're going to circle that leg forwards for 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, change direction. Good, keeping that moving now. That's it. Really good, keep that going. We'll do one more each way. So circle of 4. And then back. Last set. And rest that down. Really good. Okay, bend your knees up in front of your body. Bring your arm out at 90 degrees. Other hand comes on top. We're going to open the door. This time we're going to open over the top, and then we're going to trace the semicircle around your head on the floor. So we come over and trace around. Let your eyes follow your hand. So we come over, trace it around. Really good. good. A few more. Gives us a lovely stretch out and ease out of those shoulders. That's good. 2 more. One more time. Take that over. All the way around. And let's roll ourselves over. Taking that round onto your other side. Starting to stretch out. Nice and long. Arm under the head. Hand in front for balance if we need. And we're going to scissor those legs forwards and back. Start with our first exercise. That's it, nice and steady. It's not about a huge movement, it's about just keeping it steady away. That's good, a few more. Really good. One more. Bringing that in, give it a few seconds, a little rest if you need, and then we're going to go on to those circles. So remember, it's 4 forwards, 4 back, keep going with that pattern. So to our start position, raise up and rotate. And back, 2, 3, 4, good, keep that going. That's it. Well done. Keep it going a few more times. That's good. Let's do one more each direction. And back. Last one. And bring those knees up in front. The arm out 90 degrees to the body. Have the hand on top. So we open the door over the top. Draw that semicircle around your head to trace it back. Open. Follow your hand with your eyes. And in. Really good. That's it. A few more. Gives us a really nice stretch out. You got that tension in those shoulders. It's a lovely one to do. If you've been at your desk a while, you just need a stretch out, particularly when you're working from home. It might look a little odd doing this in the office. That's good. 2 more. Good. 1 more. And bringing that round. Well done. Okay, so we're going to move over onto our backs now. So I want you to start laying back with your knees bent. We're going to start with a simple, easy leg slide. So we've got those hands pointing to the ceiling. One hand's going to drop behind the head, opposite leg extends straight, bring it back in. So we're not lifting that foot off the ground, it's just skimming along, or a fraction of a, half a centimetre or something off the ground. We're not lifting it high or extending it up in the air, it skims along the ground. So we concentrate, keeping that core engaged, not letting that curve at the bottom of the spine exaggerate. If you want to coincide that breathing, we breathe in as we extend, breathe out on the effort of coming back. Breathe in, breathe out. That's it. Good, a few more. One more each side. Last one. Bringing it in. Okay, staying on our backs, we're going to bring our feet up to tabletop. So we've got 90-degree bend at hip and at knee. Point those hands up, bend at the elbows. We're going to drop one knee out to the side, opposite arm drops to the other side. So a reverse of our side lift in the Superman position. Just doing the opposite of that leg here. Again, concentrate on that lower back. Is that arch increasing? If it is, engage the core, draw those abs in. That'll take that arch back to its natural starting position. That could be flat on the mat. It might be that you always have a slight curve at the bottom of your spine, a little gap between the bottom of your spine and the mat. That's perfectly fine, perfectly normal. What we want is it to stay like that as we're exercising and not exaggerate and become a bigger curve with that weight of the legs pulling on it. That's it. Keeping those hips both on the floor so the knees dropping out rather than the pelvis rotating. It's good. Keep it going. Got that back nicely against the mat. Leg just dropping out to the side. The opposite arm going out. Excellent. Couple more. So one more to each side. And bring that in. Put your feet down on the mat and slowly sit yourself back up. So we're going to sit, knees bent, back nice and straight. Bring our arms forwards. We're just going to take that back, rolling, curling that spine, then sit back up to nice and tall. So we're back, bringing it forwards. So we're going to do a few, we're going to extend it, add a second movement in. So in another couple of reps, we're going to add a bridge into this. So we're going to roll it all the way back, and we'll take it then up into a bridge. So this time, as we go back, let's go all the way, feet come in, tilt that pelvis, pressing the hips up, rotate back one vertebra at a time onto the mat, hips go back, bring yourself back up, take it back, and up. You might find you gradually end up walking back along your mat. If you do, shuffle the bum forwards again, get yourself back in position on your mat. That's good. Just keep this going for a few more times. That's it, really, really good. So we'll do two more. And then one little bit of fun just to finish off. So one more. Bring that down, back up to sitting. Okay, last little one. So I want you to sit in the centre of your mat. Bring your knees close into the body. We're going to get hold of our knees. And we're going to have a little roll backwards onto our back. And then rock it forwards and try and balance sat on our bum with our feet not on the ground. So let's take it back. try and catch that balance. We go back. That's it. So we rock it back. So we've got to keep ourselves from falling to the side or rolling forwards onto our feet. That's it. 2 more. 1 more. And hold that balance.
Silent nights. Comfort me.
3, 2, 1, and relax it there. Well done. Okay, slowly coming back up to our feet. So we're going to stand it nice and tall. Standing up, take 1 foot back. That back leg straight, heels on the ground, feet parallel. Bending that front knee. Give that calf a stretch and then hands together. Open out that upper back. Looking down to the ground. And release, slide that back foot forward so it's just a couple of inches behind the front foot. Bend both knees, tilt the pelvis under. So you should get a little stretch on your hip there. And then pick up 1 foot. So stretching out the thigh. That's it. And then the foot that you've got hold of, let that come in front. So we can now sit back, stretch out the hamstring. Good. So we go back to our calves. Your opposite foot now should be at the back already. If it's not, something's gone wrong. So we're keeping those feet parallel, bending the front knee, back leg straight, heels on the ground. This time, hands in the small of the back, or reaching back behind and out, however you find best. Good, now let that back leg slide further forwards, bend both knees, tilt the pelvis under, stretching in front of that hip. That's good, standing up tall, picking up that foot, stretching out the thigh. Good, then release that foot, let that come forward, sitting back, stretching out your hamstring. And stand that back up, stick our feet just over shoulder width apart, sweep it down, nice and high. One last time, sweep through. Up high, up onto those toes, reach for the sky for 3, 2, 1, and relax it there. Well done, everybody.